Welcome back, everybody. Today, I'm trying to share a basic understanding of a stock chart, and I'll keep it so simple that even a 12-year-old kid can understand. And by the way, I have a 12-year-old kid and who is learning all the stock market and all the basics. So this will be a very helpful video for him as well as the people who are just getting started and they need to understand some basics of analyzing a stock chart. So as part of this video, I will try to share what is a bar chart and the elements of the bar chart like open, close, high. Oh, sorry, there's a typo here. It should be open, close, high, and low for the day. And we'll also look at the color settings, red, green. You can choose any color you want, but I'll just keep it to a standard template of red and green. We'll also analyze some of the volume and we'll look at how to add a moving average indicator on the chart. Let's jump into the chart. And for example purposes, we will use a QQQ chart, which is a index ETF, NASDAQ ETF. And here I have marked a yellow arrow here to show the details of what O, H, L, and C. O stands for open, H stands for high, L stands for low, and C stands for close. So on any given day, right, when the market opens at 9:30, we have an opening price that's called as open. And during the course of the day, if the stock moves from low to high or high to low, or we continue to get the points for the rest of the day, and market closes around 4 o'clock, and by then we'll have all the key elements of the bar for the day. So this is a bar for the day of 9th April. As you can see here, the price opened at 4:15-ish at the beginning of the trading day, and it continued to climb throughout the day, putting in a high of 467, as you can see at the arrow or yellow arrow pointing to that. And we have put in a low of 415.43 and closing, it was not exactly at the high of the day, but it was a little bit off from the high, but it still put in a very high closing for the day around 466. So because it closed positive for the day, so we have a green candle. The green color tells us that, hey, the price opened low at 415 and closed much higher at 466. It's a positive day overall, so the color is green. Similarly, if the price opens at the high and closes down, something like we have seen on this candle for the 4th April, is opened at the high end of the bar and it closed all the way down to the low end of the bar for the closing. So it's a red day. We can say every day is like basically a downside day, and we can understand just by looking at the color what it was for the day. How did it trade for the whole period of 6.5 hours for the trading session? And the tails that you see on any of these bars, you can have tails on the bottom or you can have tails on the top. You can have tails on both sides, like this, for example, here on the 11th March. It tells you like, hey, the price was pushed around all the way from top to bottom and bottom to top, and it was mostly indecisive market because it didn't go anywhere on this day. It was just trading in the narrow range, and it just closed in the narrow range for the end of the day. So end of the day, prices are very important for any given day or any given stock, which tells you what the buyers and sellers collectively decided to do for the day. So if the prices put in much higher tails on any bar, then it tells us on the upside on the top end that there was a lot of selling pressure coming from the sellers or short sellers or any kind of selling that is happening for the day, for example, here. So it was mostly a positive day, but the sellers decided that, hey, they didn't want to hold the price all the way top of this bar, and they pushed it lower at the end of the day. So there's this telling you there was a lot of buying, so there was a lot of selling pressure at the end of the day. Similarly, if you see a bar or a tail on the downside, it is telling you that, hey, there was a lot of buying pressure and the prices are trying to push higher for the end of the day. So bulls and bears, they are always, there's a tug of war during the whole day. And end of the day, we know, looking at the shape of the bar and the tails of the bar, the color of the ball, who won for the day. Was it bears who were pushing down the market, or were it bulls that were pushing down the market? Or sorry, bulls who were pushing up the market uh, for the overall trading session. And let's look at the volume also here. Volume tells us how much volume, or at least how many units were transacted for the day. So on this specific day of 9th April, we see a huge volume of around 142 million shares traded or units traded for QQQ. So it's like a good amount of volume, which was relatively higher than the previous day. So it is also telling you that the bulls are back in control of the market. And at least for this day, they were trying to take control and push higher. And let's look at how we can add the indicator for the chart. So I will try to do a simple moving average that I would like to add. I keep my charts very clean. I don't have dozen of indicators on the chart. It's very easy to follow and simple to understand. At the end of the day, I am mostly a price action trader. I don't use a lot of indicators. The reason also I use 20 moving average, like I've just shown how to add the indicator, I use it as a proxy for trend. It's kinds of a visual inspection if it's going up or down, and I use a 20 simple value in the SMA. So it gives me an idea like, hey, is the line sloping down or up or flat? So as you can see, at least for this time frame that we have selected on the chart, for last 2 months, the QQQ chart is sloping on the downside. So we know that the chart is not going anywhere during this time other than down. So 20 moving average, a simple moving average is good enough for understanding the overall trend. The colors help you understand where what happened for the day. Was it bullish day or a bearish day? And you can also change the settings if you want to have colors of the bar based on the previous day close. If your previous day was red and your stock traded positive and it closed much higher than the previous day, then you can choose it to be green. But I've just left it. I didn't want to have a relative color based on the previous day, but you can choose to. You can choose the setting too. That's all for now. I think we covered the open, high, close of a bar, why we have a specific color, and what tails mean for the upside move or the downside move. We also covered the volume analysis for a specific day. We also covered how to add a simple moving average indicator, and the reference I use it for is as a trend indicator, a simple trend indicator visually, and that covers the basic idea of analyzing a stock chart. And this is bare minimum that you need to know. And if you know some of these basics, I think you can be very well prepared to follow next part of the video series that I'll cover to analyze different patterns or compression patterns, the trend analysis, be it weekly, daily, any time frame. So a lot more to come in following videos. Stay tuned. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and look forward to more content coming your way. Thank you.